Do not try what you're about to see at home.
We're what you call experts. Ow!
On this gun-toting episode of Mythbusters, the team comes out all guns blazing.
Adios, muchachos.
As they take aim at 8 full-bore firearms fables. Can a hero survive a rain of fire? Does the cowboy who draws first die first?
I'm dead as a doornail.
And can you nail someone with a nail gun?
Ah, look at that.
But that's just the start. With Machine Gun versus Stairs, bizarre bullets, and double the trouble.
I've taken out Jamie's left arm with extreme prejudice.
So get ready to go gun-ho as we lock and load in the ultimate gun-slinging extravaganza.
You feel lucky, punk?
Who are the Mythbusters? Adam Savage
That's science.
and Jamie Heineman.
I'm ready.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience. Together with Grant Imahara,
Into the belly of the beast.
Carrie Byron,
Time to wreck this car.
and Tori Belleci. They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test. It's the Hollywood Guns Special, and the Mythbusters are going ballistic with a chamber full of firearms folklore.
So you're a cowboy, and you're... What are you?
I'm a sniper, can't you tell?
Not really, but I'm pretty sure we're doing a special on guns.
Exactly. We got a whole show all about Hollywood gun myths, and believe me, we got a lot of them.
Yeah, some of them are movie specific, like the scene from True Lies where Jamie Lee Curtis drops a machine gun down the stairs, the machine gun goes off and kills all the bad guys. And some are plastic cliches, like who would win in a quick draw? Is it the bad guy who pulls first or the good guy who reacts?
I love it.
First up is a myth we're calling unlimited ammo.
Yeah, this is from one of those classic action films where there's this never-ending gunfight where they continue to shoot round after round after round.
We know that guns have magazines with a finite amount of rounds, so what's the test?
Well, I think we need to find out how long it actually takes to empty a magazine, and then we'll know how long a Hollywood gunfight should take.
I like it.
So for a trial by time, the Mythbusters hit the road for the range.
Time to shoot for science.
I don't feel like shooting guns today.
And to test this myth, they'll need a timer and a plan of automatic action.
Now to test this, we'll start out here behind the blind. We'll step out, just like in an action movie, and begin firing. When we begin firing, our digital timer is going to start. We'll time exactly how long it takes to deplete our magazines.
And this is the Mythbusters Hollywood action and war movie arsenal. We have the MAC-10, famous from True Lies. We have the Uzi, which you might have seen in The Terminator, the AK-47, which was famous from Rambo, and the M16, which you may have seen in movies like Full Metal Jacket. We're going to start small and work our way up.
And first up with the smallest automatic weapon is Tori.
The MAC-10 submachine gun. Compact, simple, deadly. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited to shoot this. Say hello to my little friend. You guys ready?
Ready?
Here we go.
2 seconds.
Oh my gosh!
That's not a whole lot of action hero time.
I'm a little bit jealous right now, just a little bit jealous.
I'm gonna have to say that was one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. I think I might go to check my pants real quick.
It was all over in the blink of an eye. Tori emptied the MAC-10 magazine in under 2 seconds. But will the Uzi be just as quick on the draw?
This is Uzi 9mm.
Yes. The Uzi is done faster than Grant can let out a homicidal scream.
25 rounds in 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Up next, AK-47.
It'll get my Rambo on.
2 seconds is the time to beat. So it's over to Carrie with automatic weapon number 3.
That looks deadly.
All right, Carrie, show us what you got.
2 seconds.
Wow, that was fast.
Carrie came out all guns blazing, and just like the other guns, she's out in 2 seconds, which is not looking good for the extended Hollywood fire. Gun number 4 is the biggest and the baddest of the lot, the M16.
M16, here we go.
And when it repeats the pattern, unloading its lead in 2 seconds, it's clear this Hollywood gunfight is on thin ice.
Nothing so far has been longer than 2 seconds.
You know what? This movie myth is looking busted. I mean, in the movies, they shoot for days. We only lasted 2 seconds.
Yeah, but you never actually see the reload. What if we add that into the equation? We shoot, reload, shoot again, and time the whole thing.
I like where your head's at.
Next up, a myth that's a blast from the past. When the Mythbusters took a stance on cinematic stances,
I really like how that feels. It's like a rocking horse of death.
they found that Hollywood was more style than substance. But the fans say there's more to this firearms fashion.
So, you know, since that episode aired, fans say they spotted a mistake in our methodology.
What's that?
Well, when we were doing the double firing, we were firing in a logical manner, i.e. alternating our shots. Bang, 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 bang.
But Hollywood's not logical.
No, it isn't. And fans pointed out that they've seen movies where people were firing both guns simultaneously. So they want us to do the test again, firing at both single and double targets, but this time firing both guns simultaneously.
Well, I'm for that.
And to find out if a synchronized double is more effective, they're at the Rod and Gun Club.
Our scoring methodology is going to be the same as last time. Let me refresh your memory. Here in the black, that's 10 points, 7 points. In the white, 6 points, and in the red, 5 points. We tally up all the bullet holes, divide by the amount of time it took to shoot them, and we get our score. Now, when we did this test the first time, our control score was 7.3. That is our target. Anything close to or above that proves that the techniques we're going to be trying are actually effective.
So first up, it's double or nothing for Jamie as he gives this myth both barrels.
Stand by.
Dude, nice grouping. That looks like a good score.
Jamie certainly was firing on both cylinders. His simultaneous shots all hit the target, and his points are impressive.
69 points. Nice work, Heineman.
Nice work. And divided by his time, that gets him a score of 9.3. So now it's over to Adam. Unlike Jamie, Adam's aim was a little off.
Oh, man. I clustered all over on the right side. Look it, I've taken out Jamie's left arm with extreme prejudice.
But he still got some points on the target,
37.
which, when tallied for his score, makes this simultaneous double shot technique look plausible.
At this point, firing both guns simultaneously at a single target like so, I got a 9.3, Adam got a 6.9, and that gives us an average of 8.1, which is very respectable given that our control was 7.3.
Very respectable. But to put this double barreling to the ultimate test, next they're doubling the targets.
Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Stand by.
Jamie, dude, you were like killing it. Very good.
28.
41, 69 points.
Jamie's points are on the board, giving him a final score of 8.3. But to call this, they need the average. So it's over to Adam for the final double act.
Nice scoring on the right hand.
Yeah, on the left hand, not so awesome. All right, I got 42. What did you get?
You got 17.
17. 59, not bad.
That's good.
Cool.
And that tells the story. The average for the double target test is just above the control.
The fans were totally right. Shooting simultaneously, worth trying, and actually better.
After the break, there's still more automatic action.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
And later, will Tori bite the bullet? According to the movies, when it comes to guns, you'll never run short on ammo. But unsurprisingly, this cinematic cliche is looking dubious.
So, what if there was a reload that we didn't see off screen?
All right, this is MAC-10 unloading full magazine, reloading and unloading magazine again. In 3, 2, 1. Reload!
All right, 10 seconds.
That was really fast.
Yeah, you know what? Considering half of that time was a reload.
That didn't suck.
With twice the ammo, Tori's firing time blew out to 10 seconds.
Reload!
But that's still nowhere near long enough for an action movie shoot 'em up. So Grant tries with the Uzi.
All right, he's out in 10 seconds.
That's ridiculous. Can you imagine a 10-second firefight in an action movie?
No, you see action movies and they are firing forever.
So we're gonna try this again with the easiest to load weapon with the most number of magazines that we have available, which is 4, for a total of 100 bullets in the Uzi.
100 bullets and 4 times the amount of ammo. But will that get them a cinematic span of continuous fire?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
He's out. Reload. He's out.
Reload!
Out. Reload.
Done.
All right, 27 seconds. This
Still.
myth is busted.
Look, we can't very well do an episode about Hollywood gun myths without addressing a few cliches, which, despite our busting them, Hollywood keeps on rolling out.
Like what?
I was watching Mission Impossible 4, and there's this chase scene that ends with the good guys driving a car into a body of water, and then the bad guys show up and unload hundreds of rounds into the water. The good guys are under the water, cowering as these bullets are whizzing by them through the water.
Now that's bogus.
We know it's bogus, but Hollywood still doesn't seem to have learned. Let's show them why it's bogus. Roll the tape.
Yep, the Mythbusters know all about the incompressibility of water.
Well, there's your problem.
Testing if you could shoot an underwater enemy,
The box jellyfish is one of the most lethal foes you'll encounter in your average swimming pool.
they put a ballistics gel cube target 4 feet below the surface and took aim.
There is no bullet in the ballistics gel.
But every single bullet decelerated so fast, they split into fragments.
Wow, this thing's breaking up the minute it hits the water. No wonder we can't hit the ballistics gel.
And not even the super-powered 50 cal could make it past the 4-foot mark.
1.
The water obviously has a profound effect on the bullet in completely eliminating its deadliness very quickly.
So, please, Hollywood, the science says no. Next up, the Mythbusters step on it.
All right, so this next myth we alluded to earlier, where Jamie Lee Curtis is handed a MAC-10 machine gun. She fumbles it, drops it, it goes down a set of stairs and begins going off, and miraculously kills all the bad guys.
Now, we can't test the miraculous aim, but we can test whether dropping a MAC-10 down a flight of stairs will go off.
All right, machine gun and the set of stairs coming up.
Can we get Jamie Lee Curtis for this one?
This dramatic ballistic bounce all comes down to the gravity of the situation. Could a dropped machine gun really have a stair trigger?
So this is the plan to test the myth. We have the MAC-10 just like from the movie. It'll have 30 rounds, there'll be blanks. We have the staircase just like the film, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna release the gun as if somebody was holding it and dropping it. And then we'll see as it falls down the stairs if it does in fact go off by itself, just like the movie.
Now in the movie, Jamie Lee Curtis is actively firing the weapon when the recoil causes her to drop it. So the safety would be off. In our case, safety's gonna be off, it's gonna be ready to fire. I think that an accidental discharge is possible.
All right, this is fully automatic machine gun drop down the stairs. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Well, it dropped down one stair, but didn't shoot off.
No, I didn't see any bad guys getting killed by that.
Nope, in fact, it's the definition of anticlimactic.
So we dropped the machine gun from a height that you would be holding the gun, and surprise, it didn't fire off. It actually bounced down 2 stairs and didn't fire once. So we're gonna raise the height of the gun, drop it again, and see if we can get this thing to fire off.
Yeah.
The higher it is, the harder it should fall. So will that make the difference?
Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was perfectly. The gun did not fire 1 round.
You know what? It hit really hard, and you can't ask for anything more than that. No discharge.
This one's busted.
Busted.
Yep, unlike the ballistic bedlam of the movie, the dropped MAC-10 didn't fire a single shot.
So we gave this myth the best possible chance of working. Duplicated the circumstances in the movie. How'd they do it in the movie? Well, likely it was a modified gun. Maybe it had a hair trigger, maybe it had some other type of internal modification. But the bottom line is, with the stock MAC-10, this one's busted.
Coming up, the Mythbusters raid the toolbox for weapons
Nail it.
and then face off to test the luck of the draw. And now, the Mythbusters hit the nail on the head.
All right, so next up is the classic Hollywood cliche, the nail gun gun.
Yeah, this comes from a movie where a good guy and bad guy are having a shootout on a construction site. The good guy loses his gun, and right as the bad guy is about to take him down, he grabs a nail gun and shoots.
And he's got impeccable aim, and it's entirely lethal to the bad guy every time.
So some nail gun target practice?
If you're caught short without the right tool for the job, the Hollywood solution is on the nail. But could you really take down an enemy with a nail gun?
We're going to test a classic action movie makeshift weapon, the nail gun. Now, it works a lot like a regular gun. You've got a magazine, the nails are fed through it, they load into the barrel, and then coiled springs actually do the hammering and shoot the nail. We're gonna test the accuracy and penetration and see how it stands up to a regular gun.
First, we're gonna do a control test with a 9mm pistol into that target. Then we're gonna fire the nail gun to see how accurate it is and how much penetration it has. We're gonna be shooting at a distance of 14 feet, which is an average distance of a typical shootout. All right, this is control test with a 9mm.
And after a little sharp shooting, the target to beat is clear.
All right, so we got right here, it's a 2.5-inch group with the 9mm pistol, and these passed all the way through. Now it's time to bring on the nail gun.
It's tool time.
All right, nail gun test to see how accurate and deadly it is.
And remember, don't try this at home.
You ready?
Nail it. Good shoot.
Corey hammers out a barrage of nails at the target.
Your accuracy is very good.
And it seems like his aim is bang on. But when it comes to penetration, the nails aren't nailing.
All right, it seems accurate, but you know what? At 14 feet, there's no way it's penetrating and it's lethal.
After our first set of tests with the nail gun, it turns out Tori's really accurate with it. But as far as penetration goes, well, the nails, they're just bouncing off the wood. So we're gonna move into half that distance, 7 feet, and try it again.
So will halving the distance double the penetration power of the nails?
All right, nail gun as a lethal weapon at 7 feet.
Bounce off.
Once again, the nails fly true.
Oh!
And a few even lodge in the target.
Whoa!
But even at half the distance, the nail gun doesn't drive all the nails home. Instead, most bounce off the target once again.
All right, well, we got a few to stick.
Yeah, but that's out of 15 shots.
Yeah, the nail gun is not a very consistent weapon, and when they did hit the target, they didn't penetrate that deep.
Which is the final nail in the coffin for this myth. Because to be lethal, the nails would have to pass clean through. Next up, it's Pistols at Dawn.
All right, picture this. You're in an old Western-style duel, staring each other down with a twitchy trigger finger. One of you draws, you both shoot. Who wins?
Wouldn't it be the guy who draws first? I mean, his gun's already out. He's firing sooner, right?
Yeah, but you know what? In every Hollywood movie, it's always the guy who draws second that wins the gun battle.
Well, the real-life scenario seems like it makes more sense, but research suggests that your reaction times are actually quicker when you're reacting versus initiating a draw.
So you're quicker if you fire second.
Yeah.
I guess it's quick draw time for us.
I warned you about laughing at the law. Now pitch up or go for your gun.
This Wild West myth is all about the luck of the draw. But can the good guy really defeat the bad guy at 10 paces, even though he draws second? Back at the range, they've got the timing right to find out.
Draw!
So this is how we're going to run our experiment. We're going to draw our guns and take a shot on our own volition, record it on high speed, and see exactly how much time it takes to pull the gun from the holster and take the shot.
And once we have our action times, we'll perform the test again to get our reaction times reacting to this light. When we see the light go on, we draw.
Now, normally in a shootout, the Cowboys would be using a single-action revolver like this. Now, single-action revolver means you have to pull the hammer back before it will fire. Now, we want to remove that from the equation, so we're going with a double-action pistol. That means you squeeze the trigger, and it fires.
Because this test is all about reaction time, not skill, the squeeze trigger is key.
All right, cowgirl, you're up first.
Let's do it.
And to draw first blood, it's Buffalo Byron.
You feel lucky, punk?
Test 1 has Carrie initiating the draw.
Nice shoot, Tex. Yeehaw!
That's a good one.
Then Tori and Grant trigger the red light.
That was pretty fast.
That looked much faster than your initial shot.
I think there's a lot of adrenaline for this one, because I was just like,
I think so.
And while the high speed captured her lightning-fast response, the number crunching won't happen till the data on all three amigos and their reactions are in. Next, the Imahara Kid steps up.
yeah, that was it.
After initiating, it's time for the red light. And Grant waits a little longer for his cue.
Look at the concentration. All right, nice shooting.
Took a while. I had to blink. My eyes were watering.
All right, I'm gonna go get into character.
Oh, no.
Finally, Tombstone Tori takes aim for his quick draw.
Adios, muchachos.
That was quick. That looked good. Looks like you've done some quick draw before.
Oh yeah, back on the mean streets of Monterey, California.
Well, I hear that's the area a lot of cowboys come from.
And then faces off against the red light.
I felt like I went slower on my reaction time.
I felt slower too.
Did you?
Yeah.
But we'll see with the high speed.
Yeah, we won't know for sure.
This myth all comes down to the comparisons. And first up, they're delving into Tori's draws.
So, Tori, you actually went faster.
What?
Yeah, by 140 milliseconds.
Tori's reaction was a fraction faster, which is good news for the myth. But when it comes to Grant,
I went a little bit slower. I was 16 milliseconds. I mean, it's virtually the same.
but the most startling results are from quick draw Byron.
And then Carrie, 290 milliseconds faster.
Wow.
I'm good under pressure.
Good under pressure indeed. Both Carrie and Tori's reaction draws were actually faster. So what does that mean for the myth?
Now, based on our experiments, it seems that reaction time is actually faster than action time. Now, in my case, the performance was similar, but in Carrie's case, it was vastly improved. Of course, that doesn't take into account having a moving target, a live target. So I think for the next step, we're going to have to fire at each other.
Yep, the myth that reaction is better than action is looking good. But for the ultimate test, they'll face off at 10 paces.
Do not try what you're about to see at home.
We're what you call experts.
It's been ballistic bedlam for the Hollywood Gun Special. And there's still 4 pistol-popping myths in the chamber. So, let's get back to the Wild West.
It's a tableau that you've seen in 100 westerns. 2 gunslingers facing each other down in a lonely alley. One good, one bad. The good guy waits for the bad guy to start to move, and then he shoots him dead. The myth is that the first guy to move is going to lose.
Yep, and so far, Carrie, Tori, and Grant
So, Tori, you actually went faster.
found that you can react faster than initiate.
290 milliseconds faster.
I'm good under pressure.
But now it's over to the new sheriffs in town. Will the second to draw still win the duel when they start firing at each other with paintballs?
So it's come down to this. Adam and I will be facing off at a distance of 10 feet.
I will draw first 3 times, and then Jamie will draw first 3 times.
And then we'll have a look at the high speed and see if he who moves first dies first.
And with both our outlaws wearing paintball protection, Sundance Savage will initiate first, and then the Heineman will react. Who will draw first paint?
We shot at the exact same time.
Adam drew first, but it seems as though the shots were simultaneous. So the winner of these split-second draws
I'm sorry.
You got me right here.
That was a lovely clean shot right there.
won't be decided until the high-speed referee has all the data. And after 3 savage draws, it's Jamie's turn.
Ah, you totally got me. Nice hit.
I think you got me.
The Heineman is just as quick on the draw as Adam.
I got you.
You totally got me. Oh, you nailed me. I got a shot off almost just right at the same time you did, but I missed you.
And he gets all his shots off cleanly.
I'm dead as a doornail. Oh, wait, right, I'm dead.
Adam's playing dead, but who actually won this battle of the draw?
We've reviewed all the high speeds, and the first thing we determined is that Jamie and I are pretty evenly matched in terms of our reaction time and our shooting, which means that every single time the first guy to draw was the first guy to get off a shot.
So it seems that when you're reacting to a cowboy and not a red light, there's no substitute for drawing first.
He who draws first dies first. I think we've completely busted it here.
Yeah, we did. But you know what? Even though the first guy to draw was always the first guy to shoot, it wasn't by much, which means that if both guys are decent shots, both guys are more than likely dead.
Yeah, it's not a test of skill, it's a mutual suicide pact. Let's get out of here.
Next, take cover, because the Mythbusters are taking aim at cinematic ammunition.
All right, so this next Hollywood gun cliche has to deal with weird bullets.
What are we talking about here?
All right, the Lone Ranger, he used silver bullets. Some gangsters use bullets with the names of their victims inscribed on the bullet.
Oh, so the myth is whether these unusual bullets would actually work as ammunition.
Exactly. An engraved bullet might be unbalanced. A silver bullet might not have the right density, and it might just break apart.
According to the horror movies, a silver bullet is the only thing that can stop a werewolf dead. And marking a bullet with the name of your enemy is Westerns 101. But would these weird ballistics even hit the mark?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to public enemy number 1. Now, to test this myth, we'll be firing our M1 Garand at the target behind me. Things that we're interested in are accuracy and penetrating power. But to keep our aim consistent, we've brought in firearms consultant Stephen Liu, who's also an expert marksman.
Not only are we looking at how accurate these bullets are, but we also want to find out how much damage they do. So behind the target, we have blocks of clay. So that way these will record the damage of each bullet. Then we'll be able to compare the bullets and see which one does more damage. First up is our control test with the lead bullet firing 100 feet away.
Oh yeah, he hit the clay.
Yeah, that's a shower of clay. It's still coming down.
That's the control, and it's pottery in motion. But can the silver bullets make the same kind of claymation?
Now, I've cast silver before. Now, it shrinks when it cools, and it often deforms in pits. This could pose a problem for accuracy.
Maybe, but it's over to Steven to find out.
Okay, silver bullet this time.
What do you think?
I think we might be able to kill some werewolves.
We'll see. I don't know, can't tell.
No, not at all.
Even though the silver bullets have identical dimensions to the lead, test 1 missed the target. Shot 2 veers right. And so does shot 3.
Is it veering off to the right?
So judging by the clay, this silver screen ammo is off the mark.
So it looks like the silver bullet isn't as accurate as a lead bullet. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely not.
So if you're going for a kill shot on a werewolf, you're not even gonna hit his heart.
No.
Silver justice may be busted, but there's one more unconventional round in the chamber.
Now, it's a common theme in Westerns that if you have a mortal enemy, you carve their name into a bullet so that if you run into them, you can kill them with it. So we're gonna fire this bullet, but first, I'm gonna carve the name of a no-good dirty varmint into it. That's right, Buster.
But will Grant's beautiful cursive curve the bullet?
Now, our silver bullet suffered in accuracy because it wasn't perfect. The engraving might actually really affect the trajectory here. It's going to be interesting to see.
Buster, we got a bullet with your name on it.
Steve's marksmanship is bang on. But did the carved bullet carve up the clay?
Oh!
So that looks about the same. I mean, we destroyed the first block of clay and put a dent in the second one.
So it looks like engraving made no difference at all.
Confirmed. Silver bullet? Not so much.
No.
After the break, action hero Tori runs the gun gauntlet. But will he survive?
Eat my paint!
Now for a moving target myth.
So here's another Hollywood gun cliche. The hero never gets hit.
Oh, that's in everything from Bond to the A-Team.
You know, depending on who the shooter is, guns might not be that accurate, especially handguns. And if the hero's running fast enough, he might be okay.
Well, you know, I got an idea of how to test this. Why don't we go to a shooting range? It has a lot of nooks and crannies and obstacles. And then, Carrie, you and I get some high-power paint guns, and we have Tori run the gauntlet.
I like where you're going with this, especially the high-powered paintball guns.
Oh, you guys are shooting. I was worried for a second.
Done.
It's a classic cinematic scenario. Running through a shower of bullets, miraculously, the hero remains unharmed. But can you really escape injury from a rain of fire?
We're here at the Yolo County Bomb Range to test the Hollywood myth. Can the action hero run through a firefight, get shot at by all the bad guys, and not get hit by one single bullet?
Well, to test that, they've got an obstacle course, and they're armed with paintball guns. But before they get started, they'll need protection.
Oh, future generations are groaning.
So here's how it's gonna go. To begin with, Carrie and I will be facing this direction. When everybody's ready, we'll yell 3, 2, 1, go. At which point the timer will start, Tori will start running, and we'll turn around and see how quickly we can shoot him.
My job is to get across this field without getting shot. But I do have an advantage. They have no idea where I'm gonna be starting from. Do I think they're gonna hit me? I wouldn't be doing this if I thought they had a chance.
Tori's supremely confident, but with both Carrie and Grant poised to shoot,
All right, looks like Tori's ready to go.
it's time for him to run for his hypothetical life.
Okay, this is it. This is my big chance to get across the field without getting hit.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Tori runs the gauntlet,
Miss me!
ducking and diving.
Ow! Got me! Got him!
But it's not long until he's hit. And no amount of cover will save him now. Because although Tori was quick, he's also dead.
Well, it turns out an action hero can get hit in a gunfire. How long did it take for me to get hit?
6 seconds.
That's not much time.
No, you know, compared to your average action hero movie, I mean, that seemed really easy.
6 seconds is all it took. But this myth ain't over until the good guy gets a gun.
But now we're moving on to the next test. This time, I get a gun and I'm firing back. Let's see if they can hit me now.
Part 1 is busted. But if the action hero is on the counterattack, is that enough to make him invincible? To find out, Carrie and Grant will attempt to evade Tori's fire, while he attempts to evade theirs.
All right, this is hero never gets hit with the hero firing back.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
This time, Tori takes the gauntlet from the other side, and he's giving as good as he gets. And he survives longer than his previous 6 seconds easily.
I didn't get hit. I made it and I didn't get hit. Eat my paint.
But as the test continues, at the 30-second mark, he takes a hit. But then, so do his foes. And the scientific testing devolves into a paintball free-for-all. But once the wild bunch calm down, what does that test mean for the myth?
Dang, you guys nailed me. All right, so how far did I make it before I got hit?
30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
So why'd you guys keep shooting?
Because it was fun. Well, you know what? This one is still busted. I mean, the hero still gets hit no matter what.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a lot harder to get hit when you're firing back.
Yeah, but I think I got a little bloodthirsty. Once he left, I started shooting you both.
What happened there? Looks like I got you.
Yeah, I think we're all dead.
Next, we break out the arsenal for a totally ballistic firearms finale. The first type of paintball gun was actually designed for ranchers to easily mark their livestock.
How many times have you seen this in the movie? The hero gets shot, falls down, eyes closed, music swells. Just as you're ready to weep because he's dead, boop, he pops up because something in his pocket has deflected the bullet and saved his life.
From lighters to Bibles to packs of cards.
Exactly. And there are so many examples of this from movies that we have tested it multiple times on the show.
Well, why don't we ask the editors to pull all of these things into one giant assembly and settle out what's bulletproof or not once and for all?
Perfect. Editors?
This is 9mm into Frankenfish.
Over the years, the Mythbusters have taken aim at the strange.
Oh. Killing the undead.
And the downright bizarre. But what's the score when it comes to stopping a slug?
Well, let's lock and load.
So start the tally, because here comes the list.
Oh, went all the way through. I can see you.
Oh, check out my new bulletproof vest, man!
Gonna try aiming for the battery?
Holy cramoly.
But the most disturbing discovery was about the supposedly bulletproof shields they used all through Series 1.
Not even remotely bulletproof. You told us all was actually bulletproof, and it's not.
That plastic is a bulletproof plastic when it's used in appropriate thicknesses and arrangements.
Yep, like a 1-inch thickness.
Yeah, that definitely stopped it.
The Mythbusters have also turned their own hand to bulletproofing, with mixed success.
This is just cornstarch and water. 2, 1.
That's FGR 95 with aluminum cubes. It did not make it through. I'm gonna try these tiles.
Let's get out to the shooting range.
Jamie Tile 3, bullets and ammunition 2.
And finally, the truly grossest and most bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that if you were fat enough or strong enough, you could stop a bullet.
3, 2, 1.
Firing into muscles.
So, muscle didn't even do it.
Muscle nor fat. No part of your body's gonna make you bulletproof or superhuman. You're gonna have to give that plan up.
And there you have it, the definitive list. But we're not done yet.
Let's do it.
No Mythbusters gun special would be complete without an entirely gratuitous, totally ballistic, spectacular shoot 'em up montage.